Hi, my name is Meredith. I'm a writer. Today is April 13th, and I'm doing Camp NaNoWriMo April 2023. This is going to be my second week vlog. I thought I would just do a mini vlog of Thursday through the weekend and just kind of tell you what I'm doing, catch you up a little bit. Last week I did the 5 a.m. Write Club challenge. It definitely helped me get words in because I was waking up and making sure I got my morning session in, but I'm not going to do that this week because I think I really burned out on not having enough sleep. So I'm prioritizing sleep this week. Instead of doing a challenge, I'm going to list a couple goals that I want to accomplish by Sunday evening and see if we can hit those throughout this vlog. Number one, I want to get one chapter ahead in my editing. I was one chapter behind and yesterday spent all day editing to catch up. By the end of this week, I want to be ahead one chapter. If I could squeeze in two, that would be great, but we'll see. Goal number two is a YouTube goal. Basically, I have not been getting out 2 videos a week in a long time, and I really want to get back to that. My goal for this week is to put out 2 YouTube videos. Goal number three is a reading goal. So I have wildly slowed down my reading since April started, of course, because it's Camp Nano and I just don't have the time. Editing these chapters takes up all my free time. So, I mean, I'm lucky if I, keep up with my chores. I did so much reading throughout February and March that I got used to it. And I really just kind of fell in love with reading and becoming somebody who just is a reader. And I haven't been that way since I was in ninth grade or something. And to just kind of cold turkey it because I have this huge editing goal has made me kind of sad. So my goal is to get through some reading in the next 4 days and kind of prioritize resting a little bit more. I don't want to burn out. I don't think I'll burn out of editing, but just in general, just I want to be happy. So I think reading is a big part of that. So I want to get to that. I want to read 2 books and maybe try to finish them by Sunday. One is an audiobook. It's called Spinning Silver by Naomi Novik, I think. And then I want to get through this physical book, 7 Lives Saved. This is by an indie author who I'm friends with on Instagram named Lydia McLaren, and I really am enjoying this, but I'm just not finding the time to sit down and read, and it's so upsetting. As for today specifically, I need to go back through the 2 chapters that I edited yesterday and do my third editing pass and kind of tighten them up, make sure everything looks good. And then I need to go on and edit the chapter for today. I wish I hadn't written such freaking bulky chapters in the first place, but here I am stuck with them. So I'm going to have to do a lot of work on that today. And then, yeah, try to edit a YouTube video to get out tomorrow. So I have a lot of work to do today, along with my job, which I'm going to go to very shortly. So as always, having an action-packed week with a super, super high word count goal. Let's get into it. Today is Friday the 14th. You know that thing in life called trade-offs, where when you make a bunch of huge goals, mostly you can only accomplish a couple of them and not all of them because your time spent in one area is taken away from time spent in a different area. Yeah, that's true. Yesterday, I spent my entire evening working on getting a YouTube video out, and I did this morning. I got my YouTube video out, and I haven't put 2 out in a week in a very long time, but that meant I didn't do any editing, literally not at all. So I caught up 2 days ago, and now I'm behind again. So my 3 big goals were YouTube, writing, reading. So yesterday I took care of my YouTube goal. Of course, there's more YouTube goals that I need to make by Monday, so it's just kind of continuous and always rolling over, but I took care of that and I actually hit that goal, so that's good. So the 2 I let slip were my reading goal and my writing goal. For my writing goal, I have 3 more days in order to get 1 chapter ahead in my writing. I think I can still do that. I just have to work really hard and then actually read. So I made some progress on my audiobook today, which is great. And I'm really hoping to carve out time later for reading. Obviously, I didn't do that yesterday either, so that's interesting. On my writing goal, this morning I did my third pass of those 2 chapters that I wrote 2 days ago and finished those up, totally put those away, very happy with those. And then the original chapter that I am counting as 1 chapter to edit today, I broke up into 2 different chapters in the revised document and I worked on and finished one of those. So I'm halfway through my 1 chapter that I'm actually making up for from yesterday. So I'm a fourth of the way through the work that I need to do on the new work, not the third pass from the previous work. So I got a lot to do. Thankfully, I have a pretty open night and I was feeling very distracted when I got home. So I thought I would film this, talk about my goals, talk about how much I just want to accomplish them and just want to sit down and get the work done. And hopefully that will motivate me to actually sit down and do them. Today is Saturday the 15th, and I have been out all day. I am kind of exhausted, but it's time for an update. What the situation is that the one chapter that counts for technically 2 days ago, not even yesterday, I had to write and edit 3 whole new chapters in the revision document. So that's a ton of legwork just to do one chapter that's actually the chapter from the day before. So I did not get to the chapter for yesterday. So I didn't even catch up. I'm not ahead. I'm literally still behind. But I did finish all 3 of those chapters yesterday by like 11:30. Today in the morning before I was out literally all day long, I did get done my rereads of all 3 of those chapters from yesterday, and then I did my editing and a little bit of rewriting for the first chapter that I need to do today in order to just catch up. So that's all I had time for before I had to go. It's like 9 p.m. and I would kind of just like to watch Game of Thrones. We're rewatching Game of Thrones from season 1. By we, I mean me and my husband. We're having an absolute blast with it, and it's actually wonderful because there's a lot more to analyze when you look at it through a storytelling lens and see why those choices were made and what those characters are doing and what the motives are and, you know, like what the want and the true need is of the character. And we're just debating it for like Daenerys and Jon Snow. It's really fun. So anyway, I would love to get to that, but I really feel like I need to at least give this second chapter, which is actually today's chapter, I feel like I have to give it a shot in order to feel like I'm not totally falling behind on my goals. So I'm gonna give it a shot. So far, I've edited 71,000 words, which is cool. I think that's great. I've cut out, yeah, I'm still at about 12,000. I don't think I'm going to make my goal of 50K cut out of this book because of how the past couple chapters have gone. I don't have to cut 50K in this first revision. Like, this is going to take a while to get my book where it needs to be. As for my other goals, I have not worked on YouTube at all today. Developmentally editing 1 chapter a day is super satisfying, but it's taking up so much time. Like, I think I'm working on it like 4 hours a day. Who has 4 hours a day to developmentally edit? It's sad, but it's also like I have a finite number of hours in my day. Like, what am I supposed to do? Just not sleep? Clearly, that doesn't work out for me, as we saw when I tried out the 5 a.m. Writers Club. So, I need to sleep. I need to work on my book. I need to attempt to keep YouTube going. And I also really just want to watch Game of Thrones and also read a book. So, trade offs, trade offs. Anyway, I'm gonna go write. I'll be back later. Well, now it's Monday the 17th, so it's time to wrap up this mini vlog and move on to the 3rd week of NaNoWriMo's vlog. Let's touch on my 3 goals and see how I did, and then do a little bit of a Camp Nano stats. How am I doing on my goal of being 1 chapter ahead by Monday? Well, I am 1 chapter behind, which is definitely not up to par with my goals. However, I will say there's a small victory here, which is that the weekend was way busier than I thought it was going to be, and I'm only 1 chapter behind. Like, I have kept up 1 chapter a day for the past like 4 days. So I'm not falling more behind, and I'm not getting discouraged that I'm behind. I'm just sticking with it, which is great because that means that there's always the potential for me to catch up. What about my YouTube goal? Well, I already pretty much succeeded at my YouTube goal by getting a video out on Friday, which I hadn't done for a long time, is 2 videos in a week. So I kind of already did that one. And then the 3rd goal is reading goal. This is a big, big failure. I barely read. I think I listened to the audiobook that I'm reading a little bit. I did not pick up a physical book at all in the past 4 days. And the audiobook that I am listening to, I think I'm officially DNFing it because I don't like the narrator. I hate DNFing books. I'm one of those completionists who will just keep going even though they hate something because it's like sunk costs. I don't want to have put my time into something and then, you know, I could just continue and keep going and finish it. But that means that I actually started an audiobook that's the 3rd in the Raven cycle that I really like. And so I'm reading audiobooks again starting today. So I think it's time to send this audiobook back, cut my losses, move on. Reading goals were not good, but I think I came to the point of making decisions that were hard but necessary. Okay, so those are my three goals. Now let's talk about Camp Nano, the editing itself. I have never been unable to keep up with a writing goal before. So me like being consistently one chapter behind is telling me that this goal is stretching me to my limit. I have to put like 3 to 4 hours a day into this in order to keep up and to stay one chapter behind. I'm gonna keep going with the rest of April because I just have a hard time backing down from a challenge. So I'm gonna keep going and I'm going to try to do a little bit better with time management and just carving out a little bit of space for reading and doing something that is a little bit more low key. As of right now, I've edited about 80,000 words. I'm still sticking around 14,000 words cut out of the document. In future revision rounds, I'm going to have to keep looking at word count as like a primary focus. I'm in chapter 16 in the unrevised manuscript, which makes sense because today's April 17th and I'm a day behind, so it all checks out. This is the equivalent of maybe drafting like 80 to 90K in a month. I don't know how many words can I get in like 3 hours minimum working per day. That's got to be like 4,000 words a day or something if I was drafting. So just to give you an idea, like I think I overdid it. Yeah. But my book's going to be edited, so that's great. Okay, well, I'm going to stop this vlog here and get on with my actual editing and the work I have to do so that maybe I can read tonight. I don't know. Who knows? Probably not, let's be honest. There will be many books waiting for me in May. Let's just put it that way. Subscribe to see more vlogs and content from Camp Nano, and also like this video if you enjoyed it. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.